what are the positive impacts? Because I believe there are some specific things you're looking at today. And what do you think? What are those positive impacts of those
So
services?
with what we're doing today, there are several, and you touched upon a couple of them. Algorithmic AI is so key to what we're trying to do today at Assurant and what we're realizing in our journeys and our processes. But to your point, a lot of it gets caught up on what they hear, either the chat GPT or generative AI or chatbots, that kind of stuff. When to your point, it goes so much deeper than that. So where we're having positive impacts is exactly what you detailed earlier, in that AI is enabling the transformation of our business across the entirety of our customer claim lifecycle, or including the repair dispatch. And I think for the majority, I mean, at least for our journeys at Assurant, I think for the major appliance industry in general, it's in need of transformation. And it's been a fairly, in my mind, a sequential analog sort of process to date that's been relatively static for a very long time. And what we're looking at is across the spectrum of AI, and comparing that to our journeys, where is the opportunity for us to transform this, either to get better decision making, to make it improve the customer experiences, to be a better partner, whatever, to drive out cost, whatever the case may be. Where is there opportunity for us to transform ourselves? And we start at the time we pick up the phone, or that first point of entry, whether it's whether it's a digital point of entry or it's a care agent that picks it up. At that point in time, we are looking at every single interaction that we have, every decision we make along the way, every process that we engage along the way as an opportunity to transform ourselves. And we're looking for some sort of, I would call them AI solutions, to enable the concept or the journey that we've envisioned. So for us, where we're seeing it from an AI perspective isn't really what I think a lot of people would think of as AI, which again would be the generative AI. Are we using that? Not really. Will we in the future? Probably. Or chatbots. We plan on using that. Are we right now? We're not, but we will in the near term. Where we're getting the most bang for our buck right now is exactly what you said earlier, whether it's predictive analytics or really at the transactional level, the algorithmic AI. So we have a history, many, many, many decades of history of transactions that we're applying this, using these algorithms to be able to diagnose a customer's issue, to make decisions based on the history, the answers that we're getting from our customers, to determine exactly where are we going to dispatch that event. And we treat each one of these as an event. So in our case, we're developing DIY solutions. We've never done that in the past. DIY solutions where a customer can effectively self-cure. They can service themselves, and we do not have to roll the truck, and the customer gets immediate sort of satisfaction from being able to affect a durable outcome, if you will. It also gives us the ability to predict needed parts based on our history, based on the symptoms. We can predict with a high degree of confidence what part is needed. So then we can effectively order the part at the time of the claim. So not only just, hey, we'll be there on this day at this time, but also we can couple that with, we also know what the part is. We can communicate to our technician, hey, here's the part that we're going to send to the customer. And this is what we found from the diagnostic script that we applied to this event. So we get a one-time, first-time visit, and we cut days out of the turnaround time. So for us, what we're seeing from a transactional perspective, applying the predictive analytics or algorithmic AI to our journeys today, results we're getting are tangible and they're immediate.
So you said a lot of great things there. I may end up just repeating back and like maybe saying something in a different way here, which is, again, I go back to where I think AI has advanced. is that we can now break it down into specific use cases. So when you talk about, all right, when the customer first calls in, I can now, in theory, I can apply some level of artificial intelligence to understand what's the best way to triage this event. What is the least likely outcome of what I need to do here, or what direction does this event need to go? When turns out I do need to roll a truck, can I predict the part? AI can play a role in there. There's a number of ways. You guys talk about you do smart routing. You could have algorithmic AI. I would think that's the type there in that case that's going to understand who am I sending that's going to create the best outcome here. So I have seen sort of a cycle with AI that it started out as all this hype. Everyone just saying, we use AI. You use AI to make decisions, whatever, but they weren't getting specific. And now we can get much more specific and say, I can look at AI for this specific purpose, and here's how I use it. Here's the type I use. And to me, that's the exciting thing, is it shows we're actually moving forward. I missed plenty of opportunities in your end-to-end process there, but AI can play numerous roles in that. And I know that's the transformation you guys are going through as well.
100%, numerous roles. Like I said, I really can't think of any event across the claim lifecycle or the dispatch lifecycle where we're not considering, where we don't have it on the roadmap, or we don't already have it in production, or we don't have a proof of concept. I can't think of any time in that customer event where we're not applying AI in some shape or form. But it's not the chat GPT, it's not generative, it's not the sexy stuff. It is the bread and butter, sort of grinded out kind of AI.
The data driven, and it highlights the importance of clean data, a proper feedback loop of that data, so that it's learning along the way. So absolutely.